Welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. If you're just tuning in so far, we have been discussing personal branding and how it can benefit you. Joining us right now is former diplomat turned CEO, brand expert, author Talyn Rahman-Figueroa. Hey, Talyn, welcome to our show.
Hey, what's up, Texas?
I love that. Talyn, the fact that you once worked as a diplomat for the UK it's fascinating. How is the transition from that to now being a brand expert here in the US?
Absolutely. So clearly, judging by my accent, I'm not from here. So I'm from London in the UK. And I was a diplomatic consultant and actually had my own business where I helped individuals become diplomats for their own country, cause, mission. So helping activists and helping individuals who wanted to move into government. You know, a lot of the times it's kind of like there's a big barrier between you and them. My job was to break through that ice and really get to the core of why they wanted to represent their country and what value are they actually bringing to normal people like ordinary citizens. So personal branding wasn't the thing that I did. I think is one of my core special skills. I can do it with my eyes closed without even trying. So that was back then in London, and I moved to America in 2019, just before the pandemic hit. My husband's actually local in Massachusetts, which is where I'm calling from, and so we swapped hometowns. I noticed that, well, I'm not in DC. I'm not going to be working with government officials. So what do I do here? And what do I do with all of my knowledge, skills, and global expertise? And I noticed, wow, there are so many solopreneurs, individuals who don't want to work for corporate America, individuals who are really fired up and very passionate about their product and services, but they were really bad at presenting themselves. And I just thought, that's what I'll do. The brand consultant of Boss Diplomat.
Wow, that's incredible. So, how has your background as a diplomat helped when it comes to public relations and branding?
Well, think about it. You're talking to someone who has a lot of prestige, title, status, money, whatever. It's so easy to talk to people when you're talking at someone at that level. What I do is I connect with people on an individual level. So I always find out what the core of why they started anything. Why are you a diplomat? Why are you an entrepreneur? What got you started in that journey? Let's go all the way back. Let's rewind, because a lot of people forget when they're really successful in their career why they started what they did. When that happens, you get blinded by money, blinded by fame, blinded by whatever society's throwing at you. So when you kind of remind them of why are you doing what you're doing right now, it triggers a lot of emotions for them. It triggers a lot of suppressed memories that they haven't thought about in a really long time. And for me, as a brand consultant, that's the aha moment. That's making you emotional. I'm going to use that to your advantage and help you connect to your target audience. If that aha moment is not there, I look for that and I turn that into their brand story. And I help them figure out who is your target audience. And your target audience isn't everyone. My analogy is this is what everyone's target audience looks like. It's a wonky funnel, but this is your target audience and that's your shoot. When you're trying to help everyone at the same time, you have a really small funnel. But then when you have a personal brand that is very focused, your tunnel turns into this. So you're only helping a small amount of people that fits your target audience, but your funnel is a lot wider. So you're only grabbing very high quality clients who fits your niche, who you really want to help, and who actually value what you're bringing to the table. So
Darlene, you had me you take them back to what started, where they started, because I love that. It's like you go back and you're like sparking that light, that fire again in them, and reminding them of their whole purpose and their passion for starting their business, or whatever it is that they're doing. So I love that you had me there from the get-go. So Talyn, so could you please share with us a list, or tell us about all the services that you provide at Boss Diplomat Branding?
Okay, I'll go with the 1, 2, 3 punch. So number one, we need to make sure that you have a brand, a story, a narrative, and your target audience. That's called the brand blueprint. And that is my bread and butter service for all of my solopreneurs. Number two, we move on to image consulting. So you have a brand, you know your target audience. What do you look like when you're presenting yourself? A lot of entrepreneurs don't think about how they're putting themselves together, and consistency is key, not only in your messaging, but also how you show up. And number three is what does your marketing look like? So your website, does it reflect your brand now? Does your social media reflect your brand now? So I do website redesign strategies. I do not build your website. A million people can do that, but how does it actually look? So I'm very visually attentive to your brand.
Earlier today, we were discussing personal branding and its benefits. Can you tell us what makes a strong personal brand?
Yeah, consistency is absolutely key. Knowing exactly who your audience is very specifically is rule number 2. And rule number 3, don't worry about your competitors. Your competitors will be staying in their lane. And if they try to cross over and copy you, guess what? They will look like the copycats because you're showing up consistently everywhere in the same way, in the same format. One thing about AI, this is why personal branding is so important, because the AI will not get your vibes and your personality the way you can, because you are the OG, you are the original. So don't forget that. Solopreneurs have a lot of competition. There are so many other people just like them with the same drive, the same passion, and the same need to not work for corporate America. So how do you beat your competitors? And the only way you're going to do that is with you. You are your own brand ambassador. Don't rely on anyone else to do that job for you. And when you know what your brand is and you stick with it 100%, you'll start gathering a following for your business or your services. And the other thing is your value goes up too. So I have a lot of customers who were really undervaluing themselves, and they felt like they had an imposter syndrome. The minute you know your brand, that imposter syndrome is gone. And the level of confidence rises so high, they don't hesitate to charge $5,000 for their products instead of $500 for one product that will take them months to work on.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today. Please leave your social media handles and websites so that our viewers can reach out to you and hopefully work with you. Let's go ahead and have you drop your social handles and website.
Sure. So our website is www.bossdiplomat.com. Social media on Instagram is bossdiplomat_branding. And I'm actually going to be launching a podcast and YouTube channel called Be Your Brand. So I'll be dropping a lot more hot knowledge on those channels. So watch this space.
Oh yeah, we definitely will. And we hope to have you back with your new Be Your Brand. And don't go anywhere, because we will be right back with our question of the day. So stay tuned.